Hello, and welcome to this month's number bond bundle. And number bonds are basically two numbers that add together to make the given number. So this bundle focuses predominantly on number bonds to 20. So in here, we'd be looking at things like 20 plus 0, 19 plus 1, 18 plus 2, 17 plus 3, etc. When I first started tutoring someone, I remember someone got in touch and kind of said, "Oh, my daughter's, can you help my daughter?" Yep, that's fine, no problem. Any requests? And she's been working on number bonds at school. Can you help with that? And like, no idea. I don't know what they are. But they are literally just two numbers that add together to make that. Or it could be that you've kind of like got 20, I'm making 20. I've got five. How many more do I need? So it's kind of like adding and subtracting to make that number. Let me share my screen with you so I can show you what we have this month. Okay, so Hannah has made for us no, wrong one. Okay, this is in my back end, so it'll obviously look different for you. First things first, we've got the dotty board game. Here's the questions. You may choose to create one of your own. But the dotty board game is one of my favorite games, and I've talked about it a lot. But basically, in this instance, you'll both pick a character. So I'll be the puppy, you can be the kitten, okay? And we'll choose the parrot as the forfeits. The first person rolls the dice, and they can move any direction that they like around the board. So, say I've started on the puppy because I'm here. That's me, and you can be the kitten. There you go. That's you. I don't know why I did it like that. But anyway, I've rolled a four because that looks like a four. So I can go one, two, three, four, and end on a parrot, or I can go one, two, three, four, end on the dog. If I choose to land on the dog, I would have to answer one of the questions from the previous sheet. If I choose to take the parrot, I would have to roll the dice again, and then these would determine what I do next. So, say I roll a four, I would miss a go. Um, if I roll a two, I'd have to go forward three squares, so one, two, three, and I'd end up on another parrot. Um, and so the roll of the dice would determine my next outcome. If I'd rolled a one, for example, and I'd started here, I'd have landed on a kitten, and because you're kittens, you would have to have a go, you would have to answer a question. I hope that makes sense. So you can play it either that you can be mean and try and get the other person to answer as many questions as you like as possible, or you can be kind and you have to try and answer as many questions as possible. So it's kind of like, are you mean to me or are you mean to the other person? Choice is yours. Then we've also got a board game. So as per usual, you go around the board and answer. With this one, you have to state how many you would have to add to get to 20. Same with the snakes and ladders. As you move around, you'd have to state what you'd have to add to get to 20. This one, you'll need to cut them up and pop them on the table in front of you. And you turn two over. If it's a corresponding pair, such as say 19 and 1, you'd keep them and have another go. If they don't correspond, you'd put them back and the other person has a go. I'm busy waving my arms around all over the place here, but you can't see it because thankfully my arms are too low down. And that's this month's games in here. But in addition, we also have, again, this is the back end, so it'll look slightly different when you open it up. Here it explains number bonds. and it also gives you some ideas of how you can like use physical objects to help you work it out. I've explained the dotty board game, so hopefully that might make it better or clearer. But I've also popped in a quiz. So if your child prefers to work online, there is a quiz that they can have a go at. And there's also let me show you here, get an insight into the back of my brain, which is very, very messy. Where are we? Here. Nope, that's the one I've just shown you. Forget that. I've put it here for the number bonds to 20 to help you as you're working. So you can just print this one out. You can just keep it on the screen. But what I would suggest you do is using a lot of colours, get your child to create their own and then keep it beside them so that they've got it to help them as they work out the different questions. So say they've got a 4, then I know that the other half of that 4 to get to 20 is 16. So I need 16. If my question gives me a 9, I know the other part of that 9 gives me 11. Okay. If it gave me a 20, I know I don't need to add anything. So my answer would be 0. Okay. But if I was you, I'd get them to make it themselves and use lots of colours, because the more interactive they are with making their own resources, the more likely it is that they're going to remember it. And then the other thing that we have is trying to find it. The other thing we have is here, you've got a certificate. Congratulations, and then you fill in your child's name. No, my number bonds to 20. And then you can pop the dates at the bottom. And it's just kind of like a record of achievement, something to kind of like say, hey, look how well you've done, fantastic. And celebrate the fact that they are doing so well. So that's this month's bundle. As always, any questions, please do pop them in the Facebook group or join me in the monthly Zoom call. And enjoy the games. Any questions, please, like I say, do shout. Have a great week. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. Bye.